The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. This is Matt Tour. I'll be hosting today's webinar. Thanks for joining us today on the Social Security Claiming Seminar Program. I know Dave Pimper will be joining us here shortly. Appreciate your time here today. If you do have any questions along the way, be sure to type those in. I'll be glad to get those answered as we're going along in today's webinar. Today's webinar will probably last about 45 minutes, so we'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. I know we do continue to offer a number of items through IAMS that we offer to agents as they get signed up and get started. We have our referred producer program. If you do refer agents to IAMS, we'll go ahead and pay you a $50 bonus when they get signed up. We'll also give you a 20 basis point override on their production. So if they do $1 million of production their first year, you'll receive $2,000 for their production. If you have 4 of those agents, you'd get $8,000 based on the $4 million of production that was done based on those agents. We also have marketing reimbursement. We reimburse $100 for every $100,000 of indexed annuity premium that goes towards your expenses. Maybe if you're doing a seminar, or maybe if you're doing mailings or telemarketing or social media advertising and you're running up some bills, we'll help you pay for those costs. We'll reimburse you $100 per 100,000. So if you wrote $500,000, that'd be $500 towards marketing reimbursement. Really great program we're offering here through IAMS. A great way for us to help pay for your advertising and help you expand your business there. We have our Quick Start program. You can earn different incentives based on different levels of production. We have a $100,000 level of production. We have a $300,000 level and a $500,000 level. If you do the $500,000 in the first 90 days of being contracted, we'll go ahead and give you your choice of a Ritz-Carlton weekend travel package. We have 2 different seminar coaching systems, one through Dave Pimper, who's giving today's webinar, and then we have one through Matt Gill, another option for you. If you did $300,000 of production, we have a $2,000 market reimbursement program. We have the $1,500 gift card, Social Security system. If you're at the $100,000 level, we have an iPad available, a 2-year subscription to a website development program, and we also have our $750 cash bonus. So it's really nice incentives there for your production in the first 90 days. A great way for you to earn some additional incentives based on your work and the money that you send in based on production. So a great opportunity for you to earn some additional incentives based on that. We do have our back office support. We've got a great new business team. They do a fantastic job of following your business through from the time it's been received all the way through until it gets issued and paid out. I know we have a really solid group in there that really follows those cases through for you. We've got a great advertising team. They help you with your advertising needs. We have a really good marketing team here. If you have questions on specific cases, we can get quotes run for you. We can do analyzing on clients' needs, figure out if they need a life insurance product, an annuity product, a combination plan of long-term care, life, long-term care annuities. Really a good wide variety of information we can help you out with on that end. We got some great business building tools. We've got a great internet site. You can get on our internet site, download forms, do quotes. Maybe if you want to run a proposal on a client looking for the best 20-year term, we can get that done for you. Maybe you want to find a situation where you're looking for some long-term care information. We can do that. We've got paperless contracting on our website. Go ahead and get signed up with a number of companies at one time. Really a great program we have going there with that. As I mentioned, we do have a great client services team on creative side of the business. They can help you out with redesigning your company logo. They've got to help you with designing handouts, newsletters. If you want to develop your own personal company website, if you want to have help on doing a social media campaign, maybe you want to do an email blast to clients, or maybe you want to do a drip postcard campaign where you're sending a postcard out every 2-3 weeks to clients. They can help you out with all that information. Really a great team we have between Josh, Tasia, and Andrew. They can really help you out with that into the business. So if you're interested in expanding your means out there in the market, trying to get your name out there more often, they're really good about getting that done for you. So if that's something you have some interest in, definitely give us a call. We'd be glad to get you set up on that end, especially if you're already writing business through IMES. That's just one of the perks you get by working through our groups. So definitely take advantage of that team. We've got a great company website. I know it was redeveloped for us this last year. It's got some great information in there. Maybe if you want to look up some company information on AM Best rankings, maybe you want to jump on a state website, get some information off of that. Maybe you want to go on and look up some information on taxes, different laws that are in play. I mean, we have a lot of different links you can choose from that'll help you with your day-to-day business activities. So definitely take a look at our website. We've got all the forms you need to write business. We've got different calculators on there. Maybe you want to find the best income for an individual that's 60 right now. They want to wait 8 years till retirement. Who's going to pay them the most for their money? We have a software system right on the website that'll crank out the top payouts. You can pick and choose on which one you want to go with. It's really a great combination there. Of course, we have our current annuity information right on the website. You can download our annuity spreadsheet, get all the current rates, current payouts for income. Everything is available right there for you. Really a great source for you. That's available every day of the week, 24 hours a day. So really a nice place to go for those needs. We have our Retirement Analyzer software program. I know a lot of agents like this software package. Marcus in our office is the expert with this. You can crank out some really good information for clients. You input information based on their today's values. You can look at what it's going to have in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road. Really good to get a good picture of what the client's going to be in situation-wise, approaching retirement and getting into retirement. You can throw a lot of variables in there. You can throw in nursing home stays, premature deaths, if they want to go out and buy their sports car they've been wanting to buy for years, if they want to buy a second home. You can plug all that information into the software. It's going to crank out all kinds of good details for you and your client based on their needs. So definitely keep in mind we've got that great Retirement Analyzer software program available for you at free of cost. Marcus will help you guide you through that process. Really a great program. I know we have a number of agents that use this software program. They use it on a lot of their appointments. They use it to help close sales. Really a great combination there based on that situation. We've got a great wealth management team now. I know that we started this up about a year and a half ago now. We've got a great system set up for agents looking to get into the security side of the business. They help you with your Series 65 testing. They help you on transitioning your clients over from their current situation into the IMES Wealth Management team. Really a nice program we put together. It's got a lot of good platforms you could take advantage of on the security side of the business. I know we've got a great team with Michael, Charles Jr., and Joan. They do a great job on getting that program going. If you have interest in getting some more information on the wealth management side of the program here, we'd be glad to get you out some details on that, help you getting started in that market space. Really a great place that you want to take advantage of regarding having your clients' needs fulfilled across the board. The worst thing you can do is refer your client to another agent or another wealth management individual. They get your client under board. Your client ends up liking some returns or things they have on their end which you don't offer. you end up losing that client's money to that new individual. So much better off by being more holistic regarding covering more areas and being able to take advantage of all the things being offered through IAMS. Your client can take advantage of both the security side and the insurance side, have everything under one household. So really good program to take a look at. I know we've seen a really good run in the market here the last 8 to 10 years. The market kind of had some hiccups earlier this year. It has had a nice run the last couple weeks. We've seen some nice increasing values in the stock market here the last month or so. It'd be interesting if that trend does continue, or if we have a little bit of a slide again. We'll have to see what happens here the next few months. But if you do have interest in getting some information on the wealth management side, I know we've got a great system put together on that end. You have a lot of different options for your clients, be it more conservative or be it more at risk. We have every option in between they can choose from. So really a nice platform we've got available for you on that end. That's something you have interest in pursuing. Definitely give Mike a call in our office, or Charles Jr. Either individual would be glad to help you out on that end. I'm going to go ahead and leave this poll open for another 10 seconds. Again, if you would like to get some information on the wealth management side, check off yes. We'll go ahead and get that ordered up for you, get that out to you, and that way you'll be ready to roll on that end. I'm going to close that one up here. We'll start moving forward. We also offer a really good training program on the insurance side. We call it our Life and Annuity Academy. I know we've got one coming up next week here in Omaha. It's an all-expense-paid training we offer here in Omaha. I know we do have a couple spots that just opened up. If you would like to drive into the event, mark off yes, and we'll launch a quick poll here. But we do offer a 2.5-day meeting. We typically start on a Wednesday evening around 6. It goes all day on Thursday, half a day on Friday. We bring in typically around between 30 and 40 agents to these meetings. Really a good system we put together on the training side. We bring in a number of home offices. We'll be speaking at this meeting, going over a lot of good sales ideas, product information, some high-end and life insurance concepts. We've got some great wealth transfer tools. Of course, you'll be hearing from our wealth management side at this meeting also. Some great sales information, sales tools on the software side we'll be discussing. So it's really good overall training program we put together. I know we always see a nice perk in production when agents go back home after attending one of these. They expand their business. They're able to close more cases based on the information they pick up at the meeting. Till we bring in some great producers we have, which will be going over some of the programs they use in the field. Things they use to close cases, ways to get in front of more clients. Really some good information they'll be covering at this meeting. I know Dave Pimper, our sales coach, typically is at these meetings also. He goes over. Good morning. He goes over ideas on what we cover there at that meeting there at the Life and Annuity Academy. And really it's a great program we put together. It's all expense paid. We take care of your lodging. We reimburse you if you drive in. We have, some great speakers we bring in. You get all the food and drink you like. It's really a great way to pick up some additional sales ideas. Do some internal, I don't want to say prospecting, but you talk to other agents, pick up ideas on what they use in the field, and then, be able to take that back to your neck of the woods and be able to use that in the field based on what you do. So really a good program there. If you have interest in coming out to one of our academies down the road, mark off yes. We do have another academy probably coming up in September. It'll be probably in Des Moines. We'll probably do one more in our office here in Omaha before the end of the year. But really, it's a great time to spend with other agents, pick up ideas, pick up some good sales concepts. Some really good stuff you're going to pick up at these meetings. So definitely mark off yes if you'd like to attend. I'll leave this open for another 10 seconds. Any questions you have along this webinar today, of course, be sure to type those in. We'll be glad to get those taken care of for you and get things going in the right direction. I'm going to go ahead and close this up real quick. We'll go ahead and move forward. We just announced our next incentive trip. We're going to the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. Beautiful location down there in southern Florida on the West Coast. It's going to be taking 3 million points to qualify. Qualification started January 1st of 2018. It runs through June 30th of 2019. The actual trip's going to be the end of August in 2019, so you got plenty of time to qualify. You have through next June, a year from now. I know we typically have about 60 to 80 agents qualify for our trips. I know we bumped up the production level in this one. We still expect right around 60 agents to qualify. So really a nice incentive trip. We look forward to seeing as many of you there as possible this next year. I know that Dave typically qualifies for our trips. We always see Dave on these trips, so Dave does a great job with his production. And Dave has really been a specialist in the seminar sales field. He's been doing seminars for many years. I know he's getting close to 500 seminars he's done over his lifetime for clients. I know he really does a great job on making appointments, closing sales based on his seminar program. So really glad to have Dave on this morning, and Dave's going to be sharing a lot of his concepts with us for the next half an hour or so. Things Dave uses in the field to get in front of more clients, close more sales, and really increase the bottom line. And really, he's got a really good turnkey system he's put together. So welcome aboard this morning, Dave. We're glad to have you on board. You can go ahead and get started today.
Thank you very much. Matt, how are you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic.
Good. Well, kind of interesting, folks. For some reason, I could not get on the slide portion of the website, so Matt I'll be kind of walking through this kind of verbally, but it shouldn't make really a difference. I've done this webinar quite a few times, and good information, and I pretty much know the track. So first of all, I just want to say this. Lots of times when you have a presenter like myself, my name is Dave Pimper. My coaching company's name is Lazarus, Lazarus, LazarusCoaching.com. Go on the net and look at it if you want to from the website. But what happens is that I do a lot of different kind of marketing. But my most successful marketing, no doubt, is seminar marketing. And I had a Social Security workshop yesterday. So just to give you an idea, we had 21 people come. There's always two days that we normally have off of one mailing. Excuse me. And those 2 days, I normally have it on Tuesday and Thursday, but yesterday was a Monday, and I wanted to be at the specific library. They were already booked up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I did a Monday. So we had 21 people, 22 people signed up, 21 people came. Of those 21 people, we had 12 buying units. Now on 12 buying units, I'd like to get half of those in appointments when we're done, meaning a single being a buying unit, husband and wife being a buying unit. So I was hoping for 6 appointments, and we got 5 yesterday. So pretty close. That's pretty good. And I have another 23 people coming next Monday. Now, those aren't the ideal times. I'd rather do Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But Mondays, many times, there's not a lot of stuff going on. They're not a bad day to have it. It's just it's a second-tier day, I think, Mondays are, but that's what I had mine. So, you know what? If I get another 4, 5, 6 appointments, I always figure if I can get around 10 appointments from a mailing, then, the odds of closing business are very high. Not guaranteed, but very high. And I love seminars because I can give one presentation to a lot of people. So the presentation that you're going to see, there's no doubt that it's geared around Social Security. So you have to pivot from Social Security into looking at what their monies are to be able to work with it. So let's go to the next slide, Matt. Let's say Social Security income planning.
You got it.
Yeah, what baby boomers need to know to maximize retirement income. Maximizing income. When is the best time to take? That's why those people are there. We'll go to the next slide.
Got it.
Ages ages 58 through 67. That's who we mail to. The demographics are 58 through 67. Now, we do have an investable assets that we have. In fact, kind of interesting, yesterday there was a guy that stood outside the door. Actually, it was quite cold in the room. Matt, you'll get a kick out of this. We were at the Miller's Library, West Omaha.
Sure.
Their temperature control is regulated by some energy thing downtown in Omaha.
Wow.
And so we got there, it was 62 degrees in that room.
That's a little chilly.
So, yeah. So we got it up to 66 degrees, but Amy, my administrator, and my wife who helped me, we left that door open. Well, when that door was left open, a guy was listening to us and then asked Amy, gosh, this is interesting. Can he come in and listen? Well, he did. She gives him a packet. He signs up, yes, not from the mailing, but just from being there at the deal, yes. And then he tells Amy, he said, you know what? He said, I've got $700,000 that I just moved over to Vanguard from a broker, but he said, I don't want to leave the money there. I just left it there because I thought the fees were too high. Now, you know what?
Nice.
Now, I may never work with them, or I may work with them. You just don't know where business is going to come, do you?
No, you don't.
Very, very interesting, yeah. So let's just talk a little bit about Social Security. Started in 1935 under Roosevelt, FDR, and the original name of Social Security was OASDI, which is an acronym from Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance, OASDI. First check, monthly check, was in 1940. So when it came out, it was just 65. That was the age of everyone for Social Security. But then in 1961, early benefits started. Yeah, you could take a reduced benefit at the age of 62. So what happens is that it was never taxed before, and then in 1983, under a Social Security Act, taxation came into play. That was under Ronald Reagan. So up to 50% could be taxed, and then in 1993 with President Clinton, up to 85% if you're over certain guidelines could be taxed. So when you just look at Social Security in general, it was really social insurance. And in the Great Depression, so in the 30s, the poverty rates among senior citizens were over 50%. So very few people had savings, and this is a forced savings. Half of it paid by the individual, half of it paid by the company that you're working for. And there's a trust fund, $2.9 trillion in that trust fund right now. Certainly a lot of IOUs, no different than the IOU for what backs the dollar in your pocket. It's an IOU by the U.S. government. So the full faith and credit of the U.S. government is still pretty darn strong. I would not be concerned at all about the trust fund. We're still running a surplus as far as income coming in, but probably in 3 or 4 years we'll start running a deficit, and then we'll start running a pretty darn big deficit, and actually could run out of money or will run out of money projected by Social Security Administration, trust, the trust administration by the year 2034. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Go back to that slide, that ages 58 to 67 have questions.
Okay.
Yeah, this is why people are coming. You know, they want to know, when should I apply? Will it be there for me? How does a survivor benefit work? How does the marriage benefit work? Divorce benefit, will it be there? I mean, those are all questions. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide.
So do you get many people under age 62 coming in, Dave?
Not many.
Not many.
We get a few, but not many.
Okay.
Normally it's 61, 62 is the. Yesterday I would say that the majority of the people were 60 and over, and about half of them are over the age of 63, 64. Yeah.
Sure.
People that come to a workshop like that are coming because they know they're going to be taking Social Security very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing, it coincides with retiring, and we do a lot of rollover business with those folks. Lots of rollover business.
Good.
But like if you see right now that how to maximize your Social Security benefits, taken from 2013, Wall Street Journal. Never saw articles like this 15 years ago or 10 years ago. I've been in the business since 1981, and all I heard when I got into business is that you better save on your own because Social Security is never going to be around. But you know what? Incredibly, it still is.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the next slide. Social Security maximization seminar. Why do we do them? Well, first of all, it's very timely information. Most 94% of all Americans benefit with Social Security. It's very misunderstood. The age demographic is pre-retired or just retired. That's when the people have the most money. No meals. Now, this doesn't bother me, but a lot of people don't like paying for meals, and you don't pay for meals here. No doubt those are more educational in nature, and they're less sales in nature. So we have them at libraries. Like the one yesterday was at the Millard Library, which is a West Omaha library, kind of in a fairly affluent part of town. That's where you don't live. Do you live there? What district are you in, Matt?
I'm in Burke. Yeah, Burke area.
Burke, yeah. So all that West Omaha is a fairly affluent area.
Right.
And those are good places to have workshops, no doubt about it.
You should do it at the downtown library, Dave. See who you get at that one.
Yeah, our downtown library it's sad. It is.
It's not a good place to have one of these seminars.
No, the demographics would not be good there. That's exactly right.
No.
So I always say the prospects need us more than we need them. I mean, we give an analysis, and people want that analysis. That's kind of the hook. But they want a personalized Social Security analysis when they come to that meeting, which we have available through Horse's Mouth. Higher conversion setting. I try to get half of the people in for the seminar. We had one less than half yesterday. And then you got to transition from Social Security, because Social Security alone doesn't make us a thing. It's the investing in that insurance product, or if your securities licensed or RA licensed into that securities product. That's how we make money. Next slide. Baby boomers Social Security. So will it be there for me? Yeah, you darn right it will. Next slide. So there's 3 ages that are important. We talk about full retirement age here, but it's the earliest age you can take, which is age 62. You take it at a discount. That's the earliest you can take, is 62. The latest you can take, otherwise you just lose your money, is age 70. Okay? The middle one is full retirement age. So if you're born from 1943 to 1954, your full retirement age is 66. I was born in April of 1955. So you can add 2 months in for the next year. For the year after, add 4 months. 57, 6 months. 58, you add 8 months. 59, you add 10 months. And whether you're born today or whether you are born in January 2nd of 1960, 67 years of age is the full retirement age. So in today's day and time, it's either 66 of the youngest full retirement age, and 67 is the oldest retirement age. That is going to change before it's all said and done, no doubt. Next slide.
Mm-hmm.
What if you apply for early benefits? Well, one thing is you're going to get a reduction. Now, you're going to get the money now, but you're going to get a reduction in Social Security. So if you take 4 years early, your benefit's going to be reduced by 25%. So if you're at $1,000 benefit, how much would you get if you take it 62? $750, 25% reduction. How about you're at 2,000, $1,500, 25% reduction. And then it goes up 5%, 6.7, 6.6, 6.7 to at age 66, a full 100%. So that's called full retirement age, FRA. And I'm doing it from age 66. If you go 67, it's a little bit different, yeah. And then we go to the next slide. What if you apply after full retirement age? Well, you're going to earn a guaranteed 8% on your annual increase if you wait 1 year on your income stream. And remember, all of those, not just above FRA or delayed retirement credits, but all of those have cost of living also. So if you get 8% simple waiting for 1 year, and this year it's 2% is inflation, that's 10%. If you have a $2,500 benefit, you're a pretty good earner, $2,500 benefit, and you wait 1 year, you know what? All of a sudden your benefit grows $250. You wait 2 years, it grows $500. That's like a pension of $500. Some companies you got to work 20 years to get a pension for $500, 15 years to get a pension of $500. With Social Security, you can wait 2 years if your benefit was $2,500 to start out with. It really grows in a hurry. And where can you get a guaranteed 8% or guaranteed 10% in today's day and time? Here, read my lips. Nowhere. Nowhere. Only Social Security. What a great benefit Social Security is. And you can tell, it grows 32%. If you add 2% a year, compounds out to above 40% growth in 4 years. 40% growth. That's a big deal.
Do you think they'll extend out that age 67 to 71?
Not to 71, but I think they're going to increase it. Now, whether it goes to 68,
I'm talking about
69.
the amount you can delay the payments. You think they'll delay it to 71 eventually?
Oh, I see what you mean. They could. I have never heard them talk about that, though, Matt, but that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They could. They could say, hey, longevity is so much longer now. You know, when Social Security came out in 1935, what do you think the average age of death was for the American male?
68.
63.
Ooh.
When did Social Security start? 65. Well, I like them odds.
Now, you won't take much out.
Now, the average age of an American male when he's dying would be what? What do you think? Probably high 70s?
Yep.
Yeah, high 70s, 78, 77, 79, yeah. And what's interesting is people are just living longer. My mom is 94 years of age. My dad died 12 years ago. And Matt, I always say this to get a chuckle out of it. I always ask, who do you think lives longer? Is it the husband or the wife?
The wife.
The wife. She lives longer. You're exactly right. And you know why that is? You know why the guy dies first? He elects to.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He elects to. Yeah, the guy normally dies first. My dad died 12 years ago. My mom's still living. She's 94. And get a load of this, though. Not just 94. She still lives by herself. She still drives. She has a boyfriend of 7 years. They still go on trips together. She had a total knee replacement last year, and she had the other knee done 3 months ago. She's 94 years old. Well, you know what?
She's in better shape than you are, Dave.
Yeah. First of all, I don't go on trips.
There you go.
Yeah. But isn't that something? And so, you know, Social Security is it's a lifelong pension, not just for you, but it can be a spousal pension also. It's a very, very dynamic social benefit. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Yep.
Does it say spousal benefits?
You got it.
Good. Now, if there's any questions, I know we've got quite a few people that are signed in for this. Social Security alone, knowing a ton about Social Security, that doesn't bring you in money, does it? It might make you a better planner or advisor, but doesn't guarantee it's going to bring in more money. But getting in front of a lot of people, that does. And you put those two together, have a seminar. I'm going to get in front of 40 folks between this Monday and next Monday. 40 people. Of those 40 people, we're probably going to have 22, 23 buying units. I'm going to get probably 10 appointments. Will you give Dave Pipper 10 appointments and do my fact finding and letting them know what I know about Social Security help them? Yeah, no doubt. The odds are in my favor of writing business, and it certainly can be for you also. Spousal benefits, how does it work? Well, PIA stands for primary insurance amount. That's the amount at full retirement age. Let's say John and Jane are both 66 years old, full retirement age. John's PIA benefit, Social Security amount is $2,000, and Jane's PIA benefit is $800. They both are going to go in and file. John takes $2,000. Now Jane has the option. She can take her $800, or she can go in and take half of her husband's if it's higher. Well, half of 2,000 is 1,000. That's higher than her own 800. Yeah, that's a bump up or top off of $200, isn't it?
It's 25%.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big deal. So she gets an extra $200, or as you said, 25%. So now, if John does not take his, Jane does not have that option. John has to take his. That's how a basic of spousal benefit works. Let's go to the next slide. Divorce spouse benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the triple play when all the stars and moons line up for divorce spouse benefits. First of all, your marriage had to last 10 years. Didn't have to be a good marriage, just had to legally last 10 years. You're currently unmarried. Could have been married after that, but when you're going to qualify for benefits, you currently have to be unmarried. The spouse has to be, your ex-spouse has to be at least 62. If that triple play lines up, then you can go in and you can use your ex exactly as if you were still married to them for spousal benefits. And there certainly is a positive, an advantage with spousal benefits over individual benefits. Pretty cool. And you normally can't take two spousal benefits in a regular marriage at the same time. You can't. But in a divorced spouse, you can both take from each other if you want to. Got pretty liberal in the way. So remember, married for at least 10 years or more, person receiving the divorce spouse benefits is not married. X is at least 62 years of age or more. If those three things line up, then you can act as if that X is just like you're married to them, for as Social Security is concerned. Pretty cool. Okay, next slide. Again, any questions, certainly type them in, and we'll answer those when we're done here.
And the person receiving the benefits has to be 62 or older too, correct?
Nope. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to have something else. Yeah, of course.
Right.
You do. Of course you do. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So you can be 60 and your ex-spouse is 62 and start collecting.
No, the only way you can do that is on survivor benefits, and I'm going to talk about that right now. In fact, are you at the next slide?
Yep, survivor.
Survivor benefits, yeah. So survivor meaning that you're surviving a death. And so let's say Joe, and I'll go back to your question. It's a good question, Matt.
Right.
So let's go back to Joe and Julie. They're married, and they're both FRA, full retirement age.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's PIA is $2,000, and Julie's PIA is $1,200. Joe dies. Now, what happens is on that survivor benefit, Julie could keep her benefit at $1,200, but she also could drop hers and jump up to her deceased husband's. And of course, this is gender neutral. I just have the guy making more money. It certainly could be the gal making more money. Makes no difference whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to ask for this. If you don't ask, you don't get it. I have a gal that had a $1,400 benefit, and her husband's was $1,800. That's $400 a month, $4,800 a year, almost $5,000. For 7 years, she never went up to her husband's benefit. She lost out on almost $35,000. And I told her, don't kill the messenger.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sad. Now, with survivor benefits, actually at 60, you can start taking a survivor benefit.
Oh, can you?
The reduction's more. The reduction is 28.5% reduced instead of 25%. But you can do that. But also, there's some cool things that this gets a little more complicated. But if you let's say you let your benefit grow. Well, you could take the survivor benefit, and let yours grow and grow and grow, and turn yours on later. It's called a restricted application.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is that you're suspending your application. You can do that with survivor benefits. And that gets more complicated. There's some things that come into play like earnings test and et cetera. But many survivor benefits and divorce spouse. How about a divorced surviving benefit? Yeah.
There you go.
There's just a lot of different things you can use here. that most people don't. And that's why you need a professional like a Dave Pimper. I'm not pounding my chest. I'm just saying most advisors in our business don't know this business. Only 15% of advisors could go up and give a seminar today. Only 15%. Well, if you're one of them, there's no doubt that you've got a niche for your area, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Coordinating spousal benefits. And then go to the next slide. Does it say file and suspend here?
Bipartisan
Matt?
Budget Act.
Okay, good. So Bipartisan Budget Act. So the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015 came in and said this: we're going to do away and phase out, file and suspend, and restricted application. That's using spousal benefits, letting yours grow, the 8%, and then getting half of the spouse's benefit. And it was a loophole, and they closed that loophole by closing it up. So file and suspend was phased out in 6 months. It was done. But restricted application is being phased out over 8 years. And restricted is normally a bigger benefit for most people than file and suspend. You can't do them both, it's one or the other. So let's go to talk about restricted application. Can you go to the next slide?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say restricted application?
File and suspend.
Okay, so that has been deleted. That's no longer available. Now, if you've already been, we're doing it in the time period, then it grandfathers through. But if not, then you can't do file and suspend. Let's go to the next one.
Restricted application.
Yeah. Or it's called claim now, claim more later. So stay with me on this. This does get more complicated, but I'm going to try to kind of simplify this down a bit. Say there's Mike and Mary, and they're both full retirement age. You have to be the one collecting the benefit has to be full retirement age. The other one does not, just older than 62. But the one collecting has to be full retirement age or over. But let's say they're both full retirement age. They're both 66.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's PIA, what's that stand for? Primary insurance amount. The amount at full retirement age is $2,000. Mary's PIA is $800. Mary's going to file for a benefit. Okay, so she starts taking her benefit. Now, Mike, he doesn't want to take his. Say he's still working. He doesn't need Social Security coming in. He's already got 800 Mary's coming in. So Mike starts his application in the eyes of Social Security, and then he restricts it. That means he stops. He doesn't get any payment for it. But in the eyes of Social Security, it started. So they're going to now, even though he's not taking an income, under this scenario, they're going to give him 8% on his own money, and now he's able to take a spousal benefit from Mary. Spousal is always half of the individual benefit. Half of 800 is 400. That 400 is free money.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly anyone asks for it. Yesterday, I could tell there's lots of interest on this subject, but that file and suspend is done. Restricted is still around. So Mike, he keeps getting up into the age of 70. Every year he gets 8% plus cost of living. It's growing and growing. Mary's getting her 800, and he's getting half of Mary's, so he gets 400. And that $4,800 a year, $19,200. It's money hardly anyone ever takes.
Hey, Dave, I just launched a poll for people that want to get more information on Dave's program and some of the opportunities Dave has for you out there in the field. Mark off yes on this poll, and we'll go ahead and have Dave's office, give you a call. I know they like to make an initial, is it an hour appointment or a half an hour phone appointment, Dave, when they first get together?
Yeah, 25 minutes.
25 minutes. So
yep.
Dave will spend 25 minutes with you. There's no cost to it. He'll kind of go over your current situation, what you've been using for advertising, how involved you are currently in the annuity market, and then see if there's a good match for you. Because if there's not a good match, there's no reason to do anything. But if you do have a good match, then I think Dave's program would really work out well for you. We've had a number of people use Dave's Social Security system, and and make some nice sales, increase their business, increase their bottom line. So really, it's a great program. You kind of give a brief description on what you do there, Dave?
Sure. I just want to say from an overview, the main reason people coach with me with seminar marketing with Social Security is to get in front of more leads, get in front of more money, write more business, make more commission, pay more bills, invest more on their own money. That's why they're doing it. But the collateral side of this is, the collateral benefit is, you're going to learn Social Security. I mean, that's what I do. I coach it over a five session coaching session. I'm going to go on in and coach you up, learn you up on how Social Security maximization really works. There's about 25 attachments, almost 5 every time that we coach as I email back to you. A lot of them are articles. You get every single letter. You get every single evaluation form, the sign-up sheet. I mean, just everything that we give. You get the actual packet that we give our people. And I always joke that it's a green packet. My name is Dave Pimper. I call it to the attendees the Pimper's propaganda packet, because I have some things about myself in there, some articles that were written about me in the local paper, magazine, etc. You may have those, may not, but I can tell you how to get that. It's a little bit of a pay-for-play. But the system, I don't know, I've probably given 70 or 80 Social Security seminars in the last 9 years. And I also give a 401k IRA rollover seminar. But Social Security, it's the mainstay of what I do, because so few advisors are doing this. And knowing about Social Security, being able to answer the questions when people come in, it's a pretty big deal. So if you mark yes, then put down a daytime phone number, and Lynn, our administrator, Lynn Feldhauser, will give you a call tomorrow afternoon. And please take the call or call her right back, so we're not doing a lot of phone tag and we're not wasting your time. You're certainly not wasting ours. But I'd love to talk with you about your marketing needs and what you're doing marketing-wise, and if seminars could be something that could bring value to your practice. Is it cheap? No. You got to pay for the mailings. We mail out 6,000 pieces at 55 cents each, so you got $3,300 in the mailing itself, and that's the big expense. Horse's Mouth, those slides are some of the actual slides that I use, but Horse's Mouth, they also have the calculator. They have the analysis to run all the reports, which is very good. They have about 300 pages of reading. They've got the slides, and I've doctored it up a little bit and kind of, massaged them some. But that's $500 for a year's time, which we could not do ourselves because it's just good material. But the cost of entry for this seminar, some seminars are $5,000-$6,000. This isn't nearly as high, and then the coaching is the least expensive. 5 coaching sessions. I charge $150 per session, or $750, as long as you qualify. I mean, you've got contracts at IAMS, and your intent is to write business through IAMS, the FMO, who Matt is. Matt, how many years have you been there?
24.
How old are you?
102.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Matt's been there 24 years. Charles Hiring's been there since the inception as founder, 32 years. Steve has been there 24 minus however months that Matt was there first.
There you go.
And you've got several people that have been there longer than 10 years. I mean, you've got really.
Yeah, we have a big group of people who have been here over 15 years. So it's a great group we have working here.
Yeah, it really is, and it's not to brag up IAMS, but they're a class act who I write all my business through, and they will go in and give a scholarship, $555. So it's $195 to coach.
Mm-hmm.
$195. I mean, very, very reasonable. Those last about 45 minutes each, and with that, we're going to do a seminar. I'm not coaching for the sake of coaching, because coaching alone, you could get an engineer in here and he knows everything about Social Security claiming, but they're not doing any marketing whatsoever. You have to market with that knowledge. If you market knowledge, you're going to be a well-to-do advisor. And so that's what we're doing here. So we'll keep that poll up here just for a little bit longer, but if you mark yes, we'd love to talk to you. And it's laid back. It's no strings attached. and we will just talk a little bit in confidence about what you're doing and where your production is and where you'd like it to be. And but Social Security claiming seminar marketing is one of the ways I think that is unique in our industry, where you don't need a meal. It's I got 20 people plus there last night. I'm going to have 20 people plus next Monday night. Can't normally do that with a regular seminar. But Social Security, it's that misunderstood that it's just a very, very good pull when you have a mailing like that.
So how much did you spend, you think, Dave, to put this one together, the one you just did where you had 40 plus people attend?
Yeah, 3,300 in the mailing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to buy I had to buy a yearly. I mean, I've had it for years, but
A library card?
The room, I had to get a library card. So whatever the $50 or $30 or whatever that was.
Right.
We give little Snickers and mints and hard candy, and then we bring our Keurig, so we have a little coffee, and we have water. So I mean, it might be 50 cents a person. So yesterday probably cost us $10.
Right.
And then there's some printing on the packets and stuff. So you know what? I mean, I would say IntelliDirect, that's who we use for our 800 number. That's $100. We get 40 reservations for that. So I would say, before it's all said and done, we had $3,500.
Not bad.
That was in it. Matt, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to name the name. They're out west of us here, but that FMO, they charge up to $10,000.
Right.
For a workshop.
Yes, that's crazy expensive.
I mean, that's just, you just don't need to do that. $3,000 to $4,000. So I'm not saying that's cheap, but I'm saying if you don't invest in your business, you probably aren't going to get back the return that you're looking for. And having someone, again, I'm not beating my chest, but having someone, a coach, to walk through what to say, how to say, when to say, how to set the chairs up, how to greet the people, when to contact, how to contact, who to contact, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, on through Z. Not that it guarantees you production, but it certainly puts it in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
Puts it in the positive corner.
That's good.
Okay, so let's finish on up here. We can close
we got
that.
about
Thank you very much.
5 minutes left to finish this up, Dave, so let's keep her rolling.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what Social Security personnel can and cannot do?
Yep.
They can give you the best benefit now. You know what I call the Social Security office, our local one here?
What's that?
I call it Baskin Robbins on steroids.
Nice.
Go in there. There's a zillion people. You take a number, and then you wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what they can't do? They can't project future benefits through types of scenario planning like restricted application. They cannot give you advice. Can you believe that? They can't give you advice.
That's crazy.
So when you go in the Social Security office, can you imagine? My door says investment advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dave, I need some investment advice. Nope, I can do a lot of things, but I can't give you any investment advice.
Right.
Social Security will not take the liability. We do. We can.
Right.
We have E&O. We do, but not them. Next slide. Consider Social Security in the context of pillars of income. Read the pillars of income on that slide. Would you real quick, Matt?
Let me look here. I went to the wrong. So the one slide I have is Social Security Administration Guide.
Oh, you know what? If that's on there, yeah, that talks about, if you look at D, just read that, what it says there, because that actually is from their guide themselves, Matt.
Provide enough information so the claimants can make informed choices, but do not give advice.
Wild, huh?
It is.
Do not give advice, right. Go to the next slide.
5 pillars of income.
Yep. So you got work,
pensions, RMDs,
investable assets, RMDs, investable assets, and Social Security. I always say Social Security is the worst corporate water cooler talk there is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matt, I took it 62, and you should too.
There you go.
I took it 68, and you should too.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying, Matt, you know what? I like the color violet, and you should too.
That's right.
Not the personal choice.
Exactly.
So Social Security is much more flexible. I mean, if you're making $50,000, you've worked there 30 years, you're not going to make $55,000 or $60,000 the next year. You're lucky if you get any raise at all.
Right.
But so pensions, investable assets, but RMDs are what they are. But you know what? Social Security is flexible. You can start it when you want to. If you delay, it grows in a hurry, up to 10% a year. It's a big deal. Let's go to the next slide.
Got it.
Horse's mouth?
Horse's mouth.
That's who we use. I just wanted to let you know, if you do Social Security seminars with me, there is some work, there is some homework that's involved. So if you're thinking you're just going to listen to Dave Pimper for 5 times for 45 minutes, you'll certainly learn stuff, no doubt. But when you're reading, it's mainly reading. Some books I get from Amazon, some paperbacks are easy reads. I mean, they can easily be read in a couple hours each. The reading material from Horse's Mouth, there's a couple other pages that are very good, especially about the bipartisan 215 Budget Act. There's a little bit of work, and I always say about 4 to 5 hours a week for 4 to 5 weeks. So if you don't do that, you're going to be behind. And it's kind of learning the presentation, but we've got good sources to help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go on to the next slide.
Got it.
Yeah, and it may say, I don't know, it says presented over how many public seminars does it say here?
400.
Yeah. We're on 400. Yesterday was the 482nd public seminar that I've given since the mid-'80s. That's about 18 a year. That's about what I still give, but I do it year in and year out. It's where I drive the majority of my new client traffic. Try to take a complicated subject, make it easier. There's only so much I can do on a webinar like this. We do role playing, and you understand more when you do some reading. But remember, this is a track, and this track has been quite successful. Okay, go to the next slide. I always tell people procrastination. Well, I don't think I've ever had anybody come to me and say, "Hey, Dave, you know what? I just made so much money by procrastinating. I've gotten rich off of procrastinating." In fact, there's kind of a slogan. It says, "Procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop."
Tomorrow.
It never happens. Never happens. Yeah. Downstairs, I got a man cave down in my basement, and my wife from Okoboji, which is a lake in Iowa that we used to go to quite a bit, and it says "free beer tomorrow."
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good bet. Yeah.
That is
Don't
good.
let that happen to you. Yeah. Don't let that happen to you. Don't be a procrastinator.
Exactly.
Don't be a procrastinator. So is there any questions at all, Matt, that came on up during the presentation that we can answer as we finish here?
Oh, basically, how many weeks beforehand do you do a mailing as opposed to when the actual meeting is going to be?
We want to get in around 10 days beforehand. No later than 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
no less than 7 or 8 days. So the sweet spot is 10 days. If you get out too far, they forget about it. If you get, and so that's normally, and I can do this in 1 minute. So here's what happens. You're going to spend about $3,500 on the workshop. You're
Right.
going to mail out 6,000 invites, and they look just like a tech school invite. It's 18.5 by 8.5, triple folded. It's a pretty big piece. You just kind of accordion fold it open. A lot of information. There's not a lot. You do a bio. We got away from that on this type of piece. There's my name and my company name, but not a ton about myself on that. A little bit, but not like a full bio. I put a bio in my handout, the green
Mm-hmm.
folder that everybody gets. But what happens is that piece goes out to 6,000 people. We want between 35 and 45 people. That's our goal. Get to between 35 and 45. If we can do that, we can close a third to a half for appointments. The chance of us doing business is very, very good. And so what happens is assets under management, whether it be fixed indexed annuities, managed money, stocks or bonds, alternative securities investments, whatever it is. But I hope to bring in, if I can bring in $250,000 from a workshop, I'm pretty darn happy. So am I bringing in millions? I have before.
Mm-hmm.
But is that what I'm averaging? No. 250 to 300,000. So if you're bringing in 300,000 bucks, that's really one rollover IRA, let's say, and you're making 6% on a fixed index. That's 18 grand.
It's pretty good for a
$18,000.
$3,500 investment.
Yeah, if that comes in, but you know what, it might be for me. It might be half fixed index and then half securities or fee based. If fee based doesn't have a commission, but 250,000. That's our goal to
Right.
bring on in. Yeah.
Well,
So
good.
that's kind of the ins and outs. Yeah.
Well, appreciate your time this morning, Dave. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Appreciate everyone's time. I know that you got people to see out there, and appointments coming up. So appreciate everyone's time this morning. If you have some further interest in Dave's meeting we held, I'm going to follow up with everyone that attended today, and then Dave will follow up with the ones that marked yes on the interest in Dave's program. So appreciate your interest. And anything you want to wrap up with this morning, Dave?
No, I just appreciate your time. I mean, it's an hour out of your day. Hope you got some great information. If I can talk with you and kind of give you the insight of Social Security claiming seminars, I think you could see a real value, and just knowing Social Security in general. So hope I talk to a lot of you folks and have a real productive rest of your week.
Yep. Everyone have a great week this week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye now.